I think my next fight is going to be a really big statement for the 122-pound division and for women's boxing in general. I think I want to be remembered as one of the world's greatest fighters when it's all said and done. So she knows I'm a banana skin opponent for her. I have the speed and the footwork and the angles to trouble her.
Right, welcome back to Fight Lens and Sporting Talk. Today we've secured an exclusive interview with Skye Nicolson. Skye, you've got your WBC belt here. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Happy to be here.
Yeah. We just saw you run through a seminar there with the members of Crown's Gym. High energy, looked great. How did it feel? Yeah,
we had a lot of fun. It was a really good group in there and yeah, enjoyed it.
Good stuff. Right, let's talk about you for a bit, your boxing. 2 wins under your belt this summer, come pretty quickly back to back, both second round stoppages. You must be feeling good.
I am feeling good. I feel like there's been a big shift in mindset since obviously suffering that first defeat as a professional back in March. So no, very happy with my last 2 performances and really wanting to just keep that ball rolling now.
Yeah, keep the momentum going, I suppose.
Exactly.
You said you don't want to finish your career without avenging that defeat. You know, a lot of boxers obviously do suffer their defeat and they go back and avenge it. Is that something you're looking to do further down the line, I presume, but not imminently?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, whenever, wherever, I believe I right that wrong. Whether it's in my next fight or further down the line, I'm ready when she is.
Yeah.
I've made that very clear. She's not entertaining a rematch at the moment, and that's fine. It's not going to be the be-all end-all for me in my career.
No.
We've got our sights set on a second world title fight in a new weight division now as well. Plenty for me to look forward to and be focused on, but I think it will always be in the back of my mind, and it's quite personal for me. I do want to avenge that loss, but I'm sure the time will come. So
your paths will cross at some point in the future. It just depends. So obviously you've teased a big fight in December, I think, or November. Can you expand on that at the moment? Any opponents?
I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say,
fair enough.
but contracts have been sent.
Right.
The winner of my next fight will be mandatory for the 122-pound world title fight.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, a few weeks before that fight takes place, an undisputed fight is underway in the 122-pound division. I'll definitely be having one eye on that fight, but full focus on this fight that's coming up in December to be in the mandatory
100%.
position.
So kind of your path is looking pretty exciting really for next year, isn't it?
It is. I feel like there's really big fights to be made, especially in the 122-pound division, and I feel like I've made my mark in the division now, and I'm ready to kind of take the crown.
100%. I mean, you've referred to yourself as Skye 2.0. You know, since the change, you've demonstrated some real power in your striking now. Do you feel that's improved as you've kind of been like stopping fights early in your last 2 fights?
Yeah, I think as I said in the seminar today, it's been a big mindset shift and intent shift for me. I think the power's always been there. It's just not been something I've intended to utilize. I've kind of gone into fights and as my team kind of say it, played with my food. Yeah. We're not playing with my food anymore.
No one's playing now.
Yeah. No more nice girl when that bell rings. And yeah, it's been a mindset shift for me. It's been more of a mental thing more than a physical thing. But yeah, I feel like that has really shown in my last 2 fights, and you'll see it more and more as my career progresses now.
I'm sure we will. And was that kind of the thinking behind dropping down to 122 then? So your power would kind of be more noticeable and more explosive?
To be honest with you, it wasn't really part of the thought process of going to 122. I think going back to 126 as well, I think we're still going to see a very different Skye to what we've seen in the 126-pound division before.
Okay.
I think looking back, there was a number of opponents that I went the distance with that I definitely could have and would have stopped if I had gone in there with the intent and the mindset that I now have.
I see. Okay.
So while I definitely have a good physical advantage now up at 120, down at 122, I do think that it's been more of a mental change than anything, and I think you would see a more exciting...
Right. The killer instinct.
Yeah, at 126 as well, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, you often said you don't want girls stepping in the ring for a payday, you know, nothing that's ever been accused of you, but do you believe you're one of the most exciting boxers in the world at your weight now? Well, I think it's looking that way, definitely.
I believe so, yeah, and I think the boxing world will start to see that as well. I feel like the level of opposition has been a little bit lower, so there are still doubters, but I think my next fight is going to be a really big statement for the 122 pound division and for women's boxing in general. I think that's going to be an opportunity for me to really showcase what I can do.
And shut some people up, maybe some humble pie might get eaten.
Yeah. I never want my drive or my motivation to be about proving to people.
That's probably healthy.
Yeah, I just feel like the boxing fans, the boxing world, it doesn't matter what you do, no one's ever going to be happy.
That's true.
And if you're a knockout artist and you're going out and demolishing everyone, they'll say, yeah, but you're not a very good boxer, or you get lucky. And then it's the opposite for the boxers who go out and school their opponents. So you're never going to make everyone happy. So I feel like for me, it's just making sure I'm bringing the best version of myself to the ring every single time.
100%. That's the way to do it. I mean, we've recently witnessed former UFC fighter Molly McCann transitioning over to boxing, lacing up the gloves.
Yeah.
Were you surprised to see that? Would you
No, I wasn't surprised. I actually know Molly quite well. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I was aware. We actually have been talking about teeing up some sparring together as well.
Yeah,
so I'm quite excited for that.
Okay.
But no, I'm excited for her, and I'm happy for her to be going on this journey. She obviously had a bit of an amateur boxing career, and amateur boxing background before crossing over to doing MMA and UFC. So no, I'm really excited for her, and it's nice to have Molly be part of the Matchroom banner as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, we interviewed her up in Liverpool, and she's great crack.
Yeah, she
Meatball
is.
Molly. Yeah, shout out to Meatball if she's watching. Yeah, there you go. You've also spoken about wanting to dethrone Amanda Serrano before. Do you think you'll be able to finish her? And what do you think makes her vulnerable in terms of her style and the way she boxes?
The thing about Amanda Serrano, a legend of the game.
Absolutely.
I think she took things personally when I was calling her out. I think she felt disrespected, but I just think if someone's calling you out, it's a respect thing more than anything.
For sure, yeah.
So I found it quite frustrating that it kind of did become personal.
Yeah.
I don't believe I will ever get the opportunity to face Amanda Serrano. I think my opportunity was there, and she vacated the belt, decided she wanted to do 12-3s, not do 10-2s.
Yes,
moved away from the WBC, which was where I was mandatory. It was a very frustrating time for me.
Yeah, I can imagine,
She since then has fought 10-2s numerous times, which again was very frustrating for me. But she's at the end of her career now. She knows I'm a banana skin opponent for her. I have the speed and the footwork and the angles to trouble her. She's a very flat-footed fighter. But unfortunately, I think the opportunity to fight her has passed now.
I think the ship has sailed,
I think she's maybe got 1 or 2 fights left, and she's going to retire or go into a more managerial promoter's role. Unfortunately, because
it's a shame, because it would have been so good to see that happen.
I do really believe our styles would have made for such a great matchup as well. That typical fighter versus boxer. So yeah, it was something that was frustrating for me for quite some time, but I have got over it now. And
sounds like you've made your peace with it.
I've learned that you can't just base your career moves and what you're doing around a particular opponent. Because moving pieces.
Well, it's something you can't control, isn't it?
There's always going to be moving pieces. So yeah, for me, I'm just focused on what I can control,
100%.
Fighting who's put in front of me, and doing what I can to win the belts, and I guess go on to be a fighter that's remembered as one of the greatest of all time, that's the ultimate goal for
100%.
me.
It's kind of like Tom Aspinall and John Jones, wasn't it? John Jones ducking Tom Aspinall for all those years.
Yeah.
Tom being so frustrated, but now he'll get his chance to shine. And
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. A bit of a more kind of open-ended question I have here, if I can find it. Where's it gone? What would you say has changed most about women's boxing since you first started? Because you've been boxing for quite a few years now, haven't you, since you first started? As you mentioned there, 13 years old, I think, your first fight. So
12.
12, was it? Yeah, 12, that's right, yeah.
Yep, so I've been boxing 18 years.
18 years. You don't look old enough to
I definitely feel like I've grown with the sport, as I said today. I really was starting out boxing while women's boxing was in its infancy.
Really, true, yeah.
There were obviously women that were really trying to push for women's boxing to become what it has today.
Yeah, help put it on the map and expand it. Yeah.
And I feel like I was one of the really early ones. So
Truly.
While I am grateful for that and to have been able to grow with the sport, I think it has come such a long way. It still has a long way to go, but I believe women's boxing has grown so much. You're constantly seeing the level of talent, especially in the young girls.
Yeah.
The young girls coming through now are absolute weapons, and it's really exciting because you can just see where women's boxing's headed.
That's
and
it, yeah.
While it has grown
so
so
Australia,
much,
guns.
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They're so good. I spar this one girl. She's actually just recently turned professional. TMA Ayton.
Okay, yeah.
She's just turned 19 years old, and she is probably the best female boxer I've ever seen.
TMI Ayton, yeah. Remember the name?
Remember the name. She's going to do big things in the sport. A very, very smart fighter, heavy-handed, exciting, has that killer instinct, but can box as well. Okay. She's the full package. So seeing young girls like that have come through and just that level, the boxing IQ, it's incredible. So awesome. I'm very excited for where women's boxing's headed. I'm
sure she'll be very pleased to hear such a great seal of approval from you, but early days for her. But
no, we have some great spars, to be fair.
Yeah, okay.
We do.
I was going to ask you, who would you say is your kind of growing up? Did you have a boxing idol or a sporting idol in particular?
For me, it's definitely been Katie Taylor since about 13 years old. As I was saying again today, she's just one of the most grounded, humble champions. She's never changed who she is, no matter what she's achieved, what she's gone on to do, and she's been such a trailblazer for women's boxing. So I'm definitely not alone in saying she's definitely been a big role model and inspiration
icon
for me
and thousands of other women
and so many girls around the world.
Incredible. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously, we saw the first fight, incredible fight.
Yeah.
No one took a backward step, did they? Stunning fight. The rematch is coming up now. Will you be there, and do you have a prediction for the rematch?
I was there at the first one,
there, so
I would love to be there, obviously, again for the rematch. Yep. It well and truly lived up to the years of hype that was built around it.
So many years, generational hype, really, because their fathers as well.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those fights that you probably never expected to happen as well, obviously, with the difference in the weight between the boys and stuff. But
true.
For me, I'm a big Conor Benn fan. I would love to see him come through the rematch and there be a big trilogy as well.
Could be written in the stars, couldn't it? Could be.
No, I loved the fight. I thought there were a couple of opportunities where Chris Eubank Jr. did look a little bit vulnerable in there.
It's true,
And I hope Conor Benn can do the job in the rematch.
Yeah. You really had to dig deep, didn't he, Chris Eubank Jr., to weather that storm, but
I think that there's probably a lot more respect between them going into the rematch.
Yeah.
They both know what they're made of now as well. So
that's it, yeah.
no, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Do you think we'll ever get to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua get it on? 2026 maybe could be the right time?
I don't know.
It's been frustrating.
I feel like it's probably more likely to happen in 2026 than it was ever going to happen before.
Yeah.
So maybe. But I don't know. I actually met AJ for the first time last week.
Really? I thought you would have met him before.
Yeah, no, we've actually never met. I've been at quite a few of his fights, but again, like the Katie Taylor thing, just the most humble, grounded, lovely person.
Lovely guy,
watched him make time for anyone who came up to him. a true champion. I think that's what makes true champions as well. It's not just what they achieve inside the ring. Both Olympic gold medalists, world champions, and absolute role models and icons of the sport, but have the time of day for everyone. I think that's probably something that I look up to the most when I'm looking at role models and inspirations in the sport.
Yeah, it says a lot about how they were brought up and the respect they have for fight fans in general, which is great.
Definitely.
And we saw that with you during the session earlier.
I try.
Brilliant. I think you were great.
Thank you.
A couple more questions. As the first Australian to step through the ropes at Madison Square Gardens, must have been an honour for you. Where do you rank yourself? Is it a weird question to ask where you rank yourself among Aussie fighters or who's out there today? Well, who do you rate amongst other Aussies?
You know what? I feel like Australia, for such a small population, have done really amazing things in the fight world.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to shout out Shanika Johnson, the current undisputed bantamweight world champion.
Yes,
just incredible. Known her since I was 13, 14 years old. She was one of the other ones on the scene when there wasn't many of us. We were all fighting each other. Her and I actually boxed each other 8 times.
No way,
Okay. And she ended up joining my boxing club, the gym in the back garden that you heard all about today.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
And we trained together as sparring partners for years and years and years. So
awesome.
To see her go on and achieve that undisputed status was, a very, very special achievement for our first female undisputed champion out of Australia.
Great.
But I think Australia, we are a really good fighting nation, especially considering how small our population is.
Definitely. I think people forget sometimes because it's such a
big country.
So big on the map.
There's not many of us.
No,
it's a very small boxing community in Australia. So to see the results that we've had, Jeff Horn beating Pacquiao, another kind of more recent times one.
Kind of seminal moment though in Aussie boxing, wasn't it?
It was, it was iconic, and I think those small moments where Australian boxing has shined, I want to be involved in those moments. So for me, that is why I'm chasing those fights like the Amanda Serrano fight, because I want to be remembered as one of Australia's greatest fighters. I want to be remembered as one of the world's greatest fighters when it's all said and done. So
100%.
That's why I'm chasing those big fights and chasing greatness.
You've got so many years ahead of you, really. I think people maybe forget how young you are, but still plenty to achieve in the sport. How has moving to the UK impacted your boxing, would you say? Because obviously growing up in Australia and then moving over here, what's been the main changes you felt from that? I
think for me it's just I was signing with a British-based promoter. I signed with a British-based management company, and then met my coaching team, who I really wanted to work with. And it was just about having and giving myself the most opportunity.
Right.
So being here allowed me to be able to be available to box here regularly, to be at the shows, be at the big shows, and be amongst the boxing world. That opportunity to network and work on DAZN, doing the commentary, punditry stuff that I've done quite a lot of since moving here as well. I think it's just given me the best chance at making a name for myself in the sport, putting myself out there. It was not easy. I packed up and left my life on my own, 26 years old, and
big move, really.
Moved across the world to pursue my dreams. And I feel like it's paying off.
Certainly is.
It's been, I obviously miss home. I miss my family a lot.
Do you get to go back often?
I do, I go back a couple of times a year, and my family are also really supportive and come to a lot of my fights.
Do they? Good stuff.
I see my family regularly, but I think for me it was a big move, but I would never regret it.
Paying dividends massively, When we spoke to Ebony Bridges, she said she can't envisage herself moving back to Australia now. This is it for her. But
I mean, I'm very tunnel vision on my goals in boxing and on my career. So I would never say never, because I think I'd love to go and live back in Australia once I'm retired and it's all said and done.
That's way in the future.
My focus is definitely on my boxing career right now, and making the most of the opportunities and taking all the opportunities that come with both hands.
We talk about social media for a minute, because you've got such a great online community. You've got so many followers, and you're an inspiration on there. TikTok as well, you love.
I'm new on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, well, you're going to blow up, no doubt. But what do you feel are like the pros and cons of being on there? Obviously, it's great for exposure, but occasionally, people are trolling on there as well. So it's
definitely a love-hate relationship with social media. It's a great tool, and it has its place for building your brand, networking, finding sparring, things like that, building up fights. It definitely has its place. But there is a very dark side to social media. I feel like people think they can say anything without any consequence. And people can be really, really hurtful. And I think people do a lot of it without even realizing the impact that it can have on people. I struggled quite bad with reading into social media comments and hate and horrible messages, especially early on in my career. It was very new for me to be in such a public eye, and so feel like and just feel like everyone hates you. It's not very nice.
But it's not a true reflection, obviously, but it's hard to convince yourself that it's not.
That's almost how you feel when you see it. I actually removed myself off Twitter or X because I just felt like that was one community where
too much negativity.
There was more negative than positive. I'm really grateful for the community that I have on Instagram. I feel like I get so much love, so much support from all around the world.
That's good.
There's always going to be negative comments. I feel like I've learned to deal with that. I don't actually read too much into social media messages and comments anymore. I have found that it is easier to kind of just detach.
No, I think it's wise.
But
I was going to say, I saw in Australia, I think they're limiting social media to under 16s or banning under 16s.
I saw something about that as well. I think that is actually really important.
I think it's a good idea,
social media, while it has its place and it can be such a great tool, it is hard. And again, going back to Tia, she's obviously just turned pro. Her profile's growing, and she asked me about the negative comments as well. She said, "Why are people so nasty?" And I said, "Honestly, you've just got to let it go straight past, because if you start overthinking every comment, it can be a lot." And she's a 19-year-old girl. She shouldn't be reading these horrible comments about her appearance or about the way she talks. And it's like,
it's just weird that people go to such lengths to waste their energy on it.
It is, but for me, I've found that I don't want to give that any energy, any airtime. So there's been times where I've nitpicked at one negative comment out of 100 positive comments, and it's like, why is that the comment that I'm giving energy or attention to? So I've really learned to I block so many people now. If I see a negative comment, I block them instantly.
Fair enough,
And you lose your privilege to see my profile.
That's it.
Think twice before you write a negative comment.
That's right.
But it's part of it. It's part of the job. And I've definitely learned to not let it get to me or read into it too much anymore.
Good. Glad to hear it. What do you think of MisFits Boxing at the moment? Jake Paul, we've seen he's fighting Gervonta Davis, Tank. One not many people saw coming.
Are you calling Jake Paul a misfit boxer?
Well, no, I mean, he obviously kind of was, wasn't he?
He's a real boxer now.
He's a real boxer, but is he? Who knows, really? What do we think about it?
You know what? I think what Jake Paul's doing, he's bringing a whole new audience to boxing. So you can't knock that. As long as he is promoting real fights as well, like the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight.
That's true, yeah.
It's bringing a whole new audience from his YouTube world to boxing. So that can only be good for boxing. Him fighting Tank, we'll see what happens. Will I be tuning into the fight? No, personally.
Yeah. It's not one that intrigues. You're not intrigued enough to actually...
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. And it's not real boxing for me.
Yeah.
But I like that he's bringing more eyes to the sport.
Yeah, I think a lot of purists would agree with you.
for me.
It's kind of diluting boxing, but also bringing new.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of you've got to weigh it up.
Yeah, I like what he's doing with MVP. I'm glad that he's trying to give women's boxing more limelight.
Yep.
He's signed a lot of female fighters and really trying to push women's boxing onto mainstream platforms. So you definitely cannot knock what he's doing in the boxing world in that sense. Mm-hmm. The MisFits stuff and the very lopsided weight division fights and stuff that are going on, less.
Not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
No, fair
less
enough.
Intrigued by that, but I love what he's doing for women's boxing at the moment.
And the landscape of boxing is always shifting, isn't it? It's always changed. We've got Dana White involved now.
Yeah.
You know, his Zuffer Promotions.
Yeah.
And as Jess mentioned, he's trying to change the Muhammad Ali Act, as in make boxing more like UFC in terms of, you know, the contracts and the way fighters can deal with their own prize money in situations like that. Do you think, you know, he's getting a bit big for his boots, stick to UFC?
Yeah, I don't think Dana has had the warmest welcome to the boxing world, and there's probably reason for that.
Yes.
He's a very good businessman, but I don't know if boxing is ready to welcome him in.
No. Well, boxing's been around for, you know, generations, hundreds of years.
Yeah, and there's reasons those contracts and those laws are in place. But yeah, again, we'll see.
Skye Nicolson, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, and best of luck in the future. We'll be watching your career with a close eye.
Yes.
All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and check out Crown's Gym for highlights of the session with Skye earlier.